welcome to today's episode of the Beauty Industry Podcast, your online support community for the professional beauty industry, connecting you with educational pieces, innovative industry products, and inspiration from industry experts. I am your host, founding director of Beauty Industry, Tamara Shaw. Our guest today, Rachel Roberts, comes to the podcast after I overheard a conversation about the concept her salon was taking part in. In a discussion over lunch, I knew I had to bring this conversation to your ears, as it's one that so many owners and now consumers are taking more seriously. After working as a beauty therapist for 7 years and as a new mum, Rachel craved the flexibility that owning your own business allows. With more people looking for ways to minimise their mark on the environment, she felt there was a gap in the beauty industry for a clean beauty destination, as well as the need to lead for change in the industry's approach to waste. This war on waste approach was recognised only 18 months into her business venture when she became a Telstra Women's Business Awards finalist in 2017. Discussing the war on waste, from Beauty of Arcadia, today we welcome Rachel.
Hey Tamara, thanks so much for having me. I'm so
My
excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on board. As soon as I heard your business and your story, I was like, I need to tell as many ears as possible about your movement.
Yes.
So your business is a normal beauty salon with a little bit of a twist in being that it's eco-friendly treatment menu. So explain what exactly this means.
Yeah, so this means that my goal in salon is to not only pamper my clients with beautiful, clean beauty treatments and educate on the importance of self-care and balanced beauty, which is my little take on a holistic approach. But my mission is to also redefine the industry standard for beauty salons by offering sustainable, ethical treatments and quality products that all have minimal environmental footprint. So in the salon, I do this by sourcing things such as bamboo cotton tips, bio bags, which are really cool. They're little rubbish bags that are made from a resin derived from plants, vegetable oils, and compostable polymers.
Very
I
cool.
also use biodegradable gloves, ethically sourced cotton, and even the fibrella cloth that I use for facials are made of recyclable materials that are all fully biodegradable as well. And so I'm always making sure that my paper usage in salon as well is also kept to a minimum. So with client cards, they're all electronic.
Amazing. It's just such a good positive movement. I always cringe when I see that huge pile of thousands of client cards and the fact that somebody has to sit there entering them in.
Exactly. It just takes a whole nother step out, makes life so much easier as well. So yeah, it's great.
Incredible. And so what motivated you to change all of your regular consumables into something that is more eco-friendly?
Yeah, so when I first started business 2.5 years ago, I took it upon myself to make sure that everything I was doing in salon and as a business owner would be a good role model for the community, because I definitely think that as a business owner, we all have some level of responsibility within the community to be a good role model. So, I think that to not only create a positive change within the industry, but to also help my clients feel good knowing that they're looking after both themselves and the planet is really important.
Yeah.
So this has been really good with my clients. They also have been influenced by my change. So in their lifestyle now, they're doing things such as purchasing a keep cup or having a compost in their backyard, and even just having that awareness of their waste, be it at home or at work, has been really cool as well.
Yeah, and so your business is down in Tassie, and I first met you up in Melbourne, and you were shocked by the amount of coffee cups that our Melburnians were kind of carrying around. Do you think that Tassies are more environmentally conscious, perhaps?
I definitely think so. I definitely think our movement with the whole Woolworths and Coles switching their grocery bags a lot sooner than the rest of the country has really influenced as well as, you know, Tassie. It's so green, it's so beautiful. I feel like a lot of people want to get on board to keeping a little island state as beautiful as possible. So yeah, I definitely think that the rest of Australia has a bit to catch up on. So yeah.
You're not wrong there. In terms of costings, I'm probably, you know, imagining business owners are listening to this going, yeah, okay, that's a great movement, but that's going to cost me an absolute arm and leg. So has this influenced your treatment prices?
It has now. To begin with, it never really crossed my mind as a little naive person starting their own business. But yeah, it's definitely something that as I've grown as a business owner, I realized that I do need to factor into my cost of treatment pricing, which all of my clients have been happy to do. So sourcing eco-friendly products is not at all cheap, which I have found out, but clients are willing to pay the extra, which is great to know that this movement is supported.
Yeah, absolutely. Even when we had our most recent back in August Beauty brunch, I made a really conscious effort to not go and buy, you know, your traditional kind of plastic plates and plastic knives and forks and plastic coffee cups. And I did go and kind of source actually online and even through eBay and things like the bamboo, you know, all of that kind of banana leaf made plates and things like that, and it was a little bit more expensive. However, I did find, and obviously this is not, well, it may be in the future, but not at the moment, but Target was actually very accommodating, and so was Kmart for like bamboo skewers and bamboo plates and things like that. So hopefully they can kind of increase their demate cups and their fibrella and bits and pieces like that in the beauty section in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, like the more people are purchasing it, the more they realize that people want it, the more they're able to order themselves as companies. So the price will hopefully eventually drop.
Yeah, of course. So are there any other areas of your business that follow along this same kind of eco-friendly pathway?
Yeah, so all the products that I stock in my salon, I'm very select with. So I like to make sure that each supplier has the same ethics as mine. I do this because I really feel we all need to support each other by spending our dollar in a business that's also trying to do their best for the environment, which, like I said, I believe is the best way to grow this movement and war on waste is spending your dollar, you know, where the revolution is happening. So I also have a recycling program in place in the salon to lower our environmental impact even further, which is a really cool program. So this is through TerraCycle. So TerraCycle are an innovative recycling company that have become global leaders in recycling hard to recycle waste products. So also a quick start for everyone listening, which is from the TerraCycle website, which is super scary, is that over the last 100 years, human waste has increased by 10,000%.
Oh,
that's insane.
Yeah, that is a huge amount.
Yeah, and a quarter of that goes straight into our oceans and waterways. So that's just insane to think about. Yeah, so by offering this program in the salon, clients or any member of the public can bring in all of their empty and clean cosmetic and personal care items. They might not be sure whether they can even recycle or not. So things such as empty shampoo bottles, skincare bottles, lipstick and foundation tubes, that sort of thing. They can bring all of those into the salon. And once I have a full box of empties at the salon, I contact TerraCycle. They give me a free shipping label to print out, stick on the box. I ship it off to them, and then they do all the hard work by turning it into new plastics for either new packaging, park benches, playgrounds, that sort of thing, which is super cool. It's such a great system to have in the salon.
Ah, that is so amazing. You're so right by, you know, that that stat is really crazy. I mean, it's not just, you know, we've increased waste by 100%, but that is 10,000%.
It's insane. Yeah,
that is mental. And so every Sunday I try and do my small bit that I can for the environment. And so I always go for a big hour walk around just my local neighborhood, and I always take a plastic bag with me, and I just pick up as much rubbish as I can. And I'm so surprised, and even my partner's so surprised, when I get home I've always got a full bag of rubbish every single weekend, you know. And that's just me, one person, doing that 1 hour of one day. Like, imagine if everyone did that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like small little changes that everyone can make. Like, these small changes just have such a big impact. You know, if everyone just started, you know, even just walking to the corner shop, if you just pick up like a few things on your way there, it all adds up over time. So yeah, I think it's really important to just have that present at the forefront of your minds as to, you know, how, always sort of thinking, how can I help? How can I make a difference?
Yeah, even my sister said to me the other day, she is 25, I think. Apologies if she's 24 and I've just added a year on. But she said to me, you know, I've never been environmentally conscious. I've never really paid much attention. She said, I've been a bit naive. You know, she will buy everything that's plastic and never use it again. And she said to me, my heart actually felt really nice and warm and fuzzy the other day when I was walking through the shopping centre and I saw everyone with their reusable bags and reusable coffee cups and things like that. And she said, you know, for me, who is somebody who's never been mindful of that, she was like, that really kind of hit me. And it's good to see that people are coming on board now, but I guess it's probably a little bit difficult for people to embrace the change. And so I'm imagining many people listening to this podcast are thinking, you know, this is a brilliant idea. I want to jump on. I want to do what Rachel's doing. However, they might have a stock cupboard full of 20 boxes of Fibrella and 10,000 Q-tips in there. What can you give, like, how can our business owners who are listening to this try and reduce their footprint? Like, where is their first starting point?
Yeah, absolutely. So my advice, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed by it all, change is very overwhelming at times, is to just take it slow and just change one thing at a time. So in salon, make a list of all the things you don't even need or things that you really want to change right away and that are easy for you to do that you don't feel super overwhelmed by. So I would definitely start by using up what you've got first, and as you run out, make the switch then. So you'll most likely think of things that are easily changed, like your rubbish bags, like your cotton tips, but also really take some time to think about where all of your waste comes from. So things such as the disposable G-strings and those little plastic bags.
Yes.
Do your clients really need them? Or could you tell them, hey, like, could you just wear your own G-string that you don't mind getting a little bit of wax on maybe? And the same goes for spray tans. Even just those little, like, they all add up. You know, you buy them in packs of 50 or 100. That's so much waste. Yeah, so all these little things add up over time, and one small thing done consistently will create huge change. So yeah, and also get in touch with TerraCycle or sustainable salons to see what waste solutions they can offer for you to help in your salon.
Amazing. Can I ask, in coming back to your treatment menu costings, was obviously from a business owner point of view, that's something, the movement that you wanted to create. Do you think it's a hard task to try and get our therapists to have the same values or, you know, to be aligned with what we're trying to portray in the business?
I think that once that starts happening, like as a business owner, you're the role model.
Yeah.
If you get everyone on board with, okay, you know, they will see themselves, like having been worked in salons myself, I've seen the amount of waste that would create, especially if your therapists are the ones that are emptying the rubbish bins. They will love the fact that they don't have as much rubbish to collect at the end of the day. And I think you'll find too that just like my clients, the impression that you're leaving on them in salon will also change over into their lifestyle habits as well. So I definitely think that you just need to just put your foot down, start, and if you're the role model, like you're setting the boundaries, everyone else has to follow, which is going to reflect their, like I said, their lifestyle habits too, which I think is a great movement forward for everyone.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question actually. Has your impact and your kind of mentality rubbed off on your clients? You know, have they come back and they're waving their keep cup around and they're like, look, Rachel, I got one? Or
yes, I even had a lady in the summer, she went to watch the cricket with her husband, the Big Bash cricket. I don't know if you know, they've got those blow up inflatable stick things that they bang together, and she's like, you'd be so proud of me, I got stuck into the guy that was trying to give them to me, like, do you know how much waste these created? And I don't know if you've seen that Coles have had like those mini products. Yeah, that's been huge. There's been I'm in quite a few Tassie zero waste groups on Facebook, and that has caused uproar. And the amount of photos, like you were saying, how you go for your hour walk along the beach, wherever, the amount of those little shop things that have been on the beaches already, and like, you know, it's only been a month. And one lady, she posted the amount of little products she had as well as it was a little bag of lollies that she had when they did a treasure hunt on Australia Day. So this was just last week. I saw that she posted on there. So, 8 months down the track, there's this plastic bag with lollies still in it that's been buried in the sand.
Wow.
It's just so crazy to think, balloons at events, all those sorts of things. I think once you sort of take the plunge in salon, if anything, in salon's easy because you can sort of look at, okay, well, what am I throwing out? But then you will become more aware of, okay, well, what am I throwing out at home? And it just starts this whole change at home and everything. And all of a sudden you go from not really thinking about it like your sister to be like, oh, I changed one thing and that felt really good. Like that's a positive change. And oh, what else can I do to get that little high of, yes, I'm creating way for change for the future.
Yeah, incredible. And so we're looking at bin liners, we're looking at Q-tips, fibrella, asking our clients to wear their own underwear. Is there anything else we can do? So also the TerraCycle and the recycling. Is there anything else in your salon that you've been more mindful of since starting this movement?
Yeah, so even just the products that I stock as well, how they're shipped to me, I will always contact stockist suppliers and say, hey, can you not put a whole lot of those airbag type things?
Yes.
And I find a lot of companies too now, well, it may just be because they're the ones that I stock from, they will use biodegradable packaging. So even like your cornstarch little balls instead of your polystyrene. So, yeah, not just the stuff you use in salon, but how you buy stuff, how you purchase stuff. So being in Tassie, a lot of stuff is always shipped from the mainland. So, yeah, just having that conversation with your suppliers and what they're using. And then, too, you might sort of put a little bit of change into their mind, being like, well, actually, we ship a whole lot of packaging with all of those things. That's also adding up, which is, it's no biggie for us because we don't end up with it. But all of our stockists do. What can we do to change? So it just, like in everything, it just snowballs this whole revolution between everyone, which is great.
Yeah, for sure. I know, I'm not going to put Mac in the limelight for being eco-friendly or cruelty-free, but I know that they do have, if you have 6 of the foundation tubs or 6 of the lipsticks that are empty, then you can bring them back and then they replace it and they'll give you a free one. So little options like that are really great, I think, for product distributors.
Yeah, and even as a salon owner, you could do the same sort of thing with your products in the salon. If you grab a TerraCycle box, you can have a little reward system like that, or maybe they bring X amount of empty products back and they get a little mini facial or an upgrade on a treatment that really incentivizes clients to come in and to recycle. And also people that may not be clients of the salon, I've found that, I've had people that I'm a public drop-off point for TerraCycle, and so people have come in and then they've stuck their head in the door and been like, hey, well, what else do you offer that's eco-friendly? Because they're already eco-conscious, they want to drop off their stuff, and then they realize, oh, you're actually doing great things, in the salon as well, you just don't have this recycling system, and then you gain them as a client as well. So it's been really good at just that exposure to a clientele that you may not have gained otherwise.
Yeah, it's a little bit of organic marketing. We like that.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me, Tamara. It's been great to be here. A pleasure.
No, my pleasure. If our members or anyone listening today has a question about reducing their waste, Rachel's now a member on our member community, so you can direct message her via our chat platform, and I'm sure your inbox is going to be inundated, because I know if I had a salon, I would be like, what can I do and where do I start?
Yes, I'm happy to help anyone.
And I'll be sure to not only link all of yours, Rachel's, Instagram and Facebook and all of your little links there, but also I'll add in there TerraCycle and sustainable salons as well, just so we can get this movement going a little bit further.
Yeah, awesome. That'd be great.
Beautiful. As always, if you have enjoyed today's podcast, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and give us a 5-star rating. Join the biodegradable movement, and don't forget to follow us on all of our social channels such as Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And if you're not already, you are a crazy person, jump on the website, make a member profile, and start chatting to all of our industry experts online. Until next time, stay connected. Thank you for tuning in to episode 22. Next week on the podcast, we speak with Brooke Harris, who is our resident therapist contributor on Everything Therapist. Her thoughts, feelings, queries, and questions are all answered in episode 23. Be sure to tune in then. Until next time, stay connected.